फर्क मतलूब व तालिब में देखे.
I would like to invite a prominent scholar who is also from Nottingham, which is our neighbours. He is a wonderful scholar of the Deen, director of the Karimia Institute. I would like him to deliver a very pertinent and a comprehensive message within the time frame stipulated.
Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa khususan ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa waqa'a al-haqq wa batala ma kanu ya'malun. Sadaqallahu mawlana al-azim. You know, we often hear that Islam is about peace, and we claim to be people of peace, very peaceful people. And we quote, look, the very meaning of the word Islam is peace, okay? When we greet somebody, we say, Assalamu alaikum. And in our days, at least 5 times after our fard prayer, what do we say? Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam. And some of us have a mantra, Ya salam, Ya salam, Ya salam, all the time. We are very peaceful people. You know, I'm a very serious student of the glorious Quran. But the Quran is full of very feisty debates. It is full of vehement discussions. It is full of challenges, constantly challenging, constantly saying that we are actually in a war. And it's very interesting, you know, those of you who are familiar with Iqbal, what does Iqbal say? You know, Iqbal says, मैं बताता हूँ तुझको तकदीर उम्म क्या है शमशीरो सन्ना अव्वल ताउसुर बाब आखिर. He says that, come, I'll tell you what is the destiny and the fate of nations. First, you have swords and you have clubs, and afterwards you have leisurely activities. But first, it is about marqa. It is about war. You know, when I reflect on the Quran tells us of the very first battle, the battle of our father and the arch enemy, the shaitan, isn't that right? And then the Quran goes on mentioning war after war, battle after battle, the battle of Ibrahim, Wahajahu Ibrahim, okay? It keeps on talking about the battle of Musa alayhi salam in great depth and detail. So let us just reflect once more. Now, when we talk about peace, what is this peace? And I think Spinoza was absolutely on spot when he said that peace is not the absence of war, but it is a virtue, a disposition. But something else I'd like to add, and this is what our Deen keeps on reminding us, that what is more important, even more important than peace, is truth. Truth cannot be sacrificed for anything. And we live in an age of Dajjal. And in fact, if we were to call that this is an age of Dajjal, I don't think we'll be far from the truth, to be honest. An age of deception, an age of illusions, in the time of Rasulullah, we had shirk, we had false idols and gods. But today, we all carry those false gods. We are influenced deeply by those false gods. The propaganda and the ideological wars that are going on. You know, we mustn't forget that this is an ideological war. Today, you know, we're here to talk about something very important, and I want you to reflect on why do we have this annual Khatame Nabowat conference, okay? And why are we so vehemently opposed to this whole notion that there can be another prophet after Rasulullah, and anybody who claims to be so, we need to tackle them. The reason is, very simply, that the truth cannot be sacrificed. And therefore, even if people call us intolerant, even if people call us violent, just because we are standing up for truth, then we are willing to have that. But what we will not sacrifice is truth. But before I leave, and I'd like to think about the group that we are tackling today, the Qadianis, the Ahmadis. It's really important. If you are to fight an enemy, it's important to know what instruments, what equipment, that enemy carries. You know, if you're going to fight an enemy who has swords and all you have is a stick, you're not going to go very far. If your enemy has rifles and you have bow and arrow, you're not going to succeed. You need to know what your enemy is doing. And I think the enemy that, you know, we are facing, it's an ideological war, this. Let me, you know, when I say that Islam is not just peace, it is more than that. It does actually advocate وَجَاهِدْهُمْ بِهِ جِهَادًا كَبِيرًا. Okay? Yes, fight them vehemently, vigorously, and with all your might, but with what? Bihi, and bihi, the pronoun actually refers to the glorious Quran, meaning with ideas, with concepts, with language, you know, with ideas. That is what our battle is about. And this battle we are fighting is actually an ideological war with a group that is really bent on spreading. And our job is to actually fight that. How are they spreading? I just want to share with you one thing. Well, there are 2 or 3 things that this group is doing very actively, and as a consequence is actually spreading. The Qadianis are spreading, one through their TV network. And I think it's really important for our Sunni TV channels to think very seriously what message they are giving, and just look at what the Qadiani TV is doing. And it is because of that Qadiani TV, I was in Ghana last year, and I saw that even there they are spreading. How? Which Qadiani went to Ghana? The TV station went. In Nigeria they are spreading. Indonesia they are spreading. Through what? Through the TV. So we really need to think. We have lots of Sunni channels, but I just want to reflect, what sort of teachings are we giving? How many people are we converting? This group is doing it. Why are they successful? Just look at the way they are actually conducting their TV. It is very successful. That's one. The other is they have a very interesting concept called Waqf-e-No. Now, this is actually one of their big organizations. And the idea is that every Qadiani family should be dedicating their child to this movement. Okay? And, you know, and as a consequence, they have something like 28,000 young men who are dedicated to the Qadiani religion. And in order to further nurture and develop them to a degree level, they have what is known as the Jamiatul Ahmadiyya, the University of the Ahmadis. It's based in it has campuses all over the world, and it has something like 1,400 students. Now, their job is really to be muballigh. They call them murabbi as well, okay? And their job is to be their future administrators. In other words, this is an organization. It is well organized. It's got administrators, it's got finance, and it's got fuel, it's got oxygen, it's got money. That is actually keeping it alive. And we need to reflect on what is happening to our organizations, on the other hand, okay? The point I wanted to just make this comparison is that the reason why this group is really flourishing in many places, I don't think it's really all that, you know, we shouldn't be too scared of it, but still what it is doing is it is becoming very organized. And I hope that is one point that Ahl-Sunnat wal Jamaat, our ulama, and our young people can learn. How do we become organized? At a mosque level, madrasa level, at, you know, our small silsila in our own pirkhana. How can we develop into a powerful and a worthwhile organizations that actually can do something? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us.
तारक गिफ्ट सेंटर ब्रैडफोर्ड की एक वाहिद शॉप जहां से आपको नातें, कवालियां और उलमा की तकारीर पर पुरानी से पुरानी और नई से नई ऑडियो कैसेट, वीडियो कैसेट, ऑडियो सीडी, डीवीडी हर वक्त मिल सकती है। लाइव नातों की और तकारीर की महफिलों की रिकॉर्डिंग आपको मिल सकती है। इसके अलावा अतर, टोपियां, जुब्बे, जलबाब और इस्लामी इस्तेमाल की मुतल्लिका अशिया सस्ते दामों में मिल सकती है। नाम याद रखें, तारक गिफ्ट सेंटर, 12 कार्लाइल रोड, ब्रैडफोर्ड 8। टेलीफोन 01274 775 721, mobile 07931 587 694.
Tariq Gift Center, your one-stop Islamic shop. 12 Carlisle Road, Bradford, BD8 8AD. Telephone 01274 7757.
मोहम्मद के प्यारों की तो शान देखो, जो शाही में भी کر گئے ہیں فقیری کہ فاروق اعظم تو پیدل ہے یارو سواری کے اوپر غلام آ رہا ہے، لیکن تمہاری خاطر پردے ہٹا دیے ہیں، مکے سے لامکاں